The Brooklyn Nets right now are a pretty average team in the NBA, and that's not where they want to be whatsoever. They want to be at the bottom of the NBA standing so they can have the best odds at getting a premier player in the 2025 NBA draft. And I think we're in a really interesting spot right now because, hey, the Nets could trade a ton of guys come December 15th. This team could look a lot different in maybe just a week time. I want to take control of the Nets, and I want to do a 10-year rebuild with the Nets today, and I'm going to make it kind of challenging. So what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? I am going to do something for the first time in a 10-year rebuild. I'm going to have injuries on. It's not going to be a crazy high injury frequency, but you know what? We're going to have that layer of effect, which means I'm going to have a deeper team, and I'm going to have the trade negotiation difficulty. We're just going to throw it on 75. I want to make this, you know what? No, let's do this 85. Let's make this a challenge for us today, and I've been downloading these settings here. Pop Boys, My NBA Modern. You just go to your settings, you press Y or triangle, and you can load those in. So I'm going to tweak it a little bit, basically just upping the trade negotiation difficulty. We're going to have injuries on, and I want to see how challenging this Nets rebuild is going to be. And this team is 10-14. And like I said, that's kind of not where they want to be right now. They've had some injuries this year, but Dennis Schroeder, Cam Johnson, Cam Thomas have all kind of shown all-star flashes. They might not even get one all-star, but these guys have been playing very well. But I'm probably going to try to sell higher on a lot of these guys now with the trade negotiation difficulty up to an 85. I don't know if I'm going to get equal value for any of these guys, which makes it kind of interesting. But what also is nice, we own a ton of draft capital going forward. We get a 4 first-round picks in this draft. This Bucks pick would be top 4 protected, but either way, we're going to get a load of draft capital, which is nice. And once December 15th hits, I'm going to sell off this team. So I'm getting offered Jeremy Grant for Cam Johnson. I don't want that. I don't want to take on Jeremy Grant's contract. Let's see if we can move some guys. All right, we're going to start off with this trade with the Miami Heat. I'm going to be sending them Dorian Finney-Smith, Zaire Williams, and a 2025 second-round pick. I may draft 4 rookies in the first round, so I don't really need a second. We're getting Duncan Robinson, so we're going to have to eat this money for a little bit, but I'm getting Kel'el Ware, who was just the 15th overall pick. Now I could be a little bit more comfortable trading away a Day'Ron Sharpe or a Nick Claxton. Kel'el Ware probably never going to start in Miami behind Bam Adebayo, and they get Dorian Finney-Smith, who can help them try to make a title push this year. I also don't hate the idea of extending Dennis Schroeder if I don't find a good deal for him, but we should have cap space in the offseason, and we're going to send Dennis Schroeder to the Dallas Mavericks for their lottery protected first round pick this year. So hopefully we're going to get a pick. Maybe it could be in the teens, probably in the 20s, and I'm going to get a flyer on Olivier Maxence Prosper. I didn't really love OMP as like a first round pick back in the 23 draft. He was like a fringe first round talent. He goes 24. Maybe it's just not a good player in practice, and that's why he hasn't had like a true consistent chance to shine, especially with the team last year. But yeah, we're going to be getting these 2 assets for Dennis Schroeder, who's an expiring contract basically. And the one scary thing that could happen is like Cam Johnson gets hurt and I can't trade him, but that's why I just wanted to trade the expirings like Schroeder and Finney-Smith just in case they did get hurt and I couldn't trade them. Because say I don't love a Cam Johnson trade, I can move him in the offseason, but we need to start losing games. And I'm also totally not against the idea of trading away Cam Thomas. But if this is the type of offers I'm going to get for Cam Thomas, Kelly Oubre, Gershon Yabusele for Johnson and Thomas, I don't love that trade whatsoever. And we're at it for 10 years, so I don't mind being really bad for the next 3. Maybe we're able to get these really good prospects, and then we can go from there. I don't mind building around guys from this draft class, getting one of the Rutgers guys, for like example, or getting Igor Demin. Could be exciting. Yves Missi and a first for Cam Thomas. I like that offer. Now, I like the offer of getting a young player like Missi and a first for Cam Thomas. I just don't need another center. We just traded for Kel'el Ware. I don't need another one. And like the problem is though, we're winning games right now. Like we beat the Spurs. We end up beating the Pacers. We're beating the Pistons. I want to be losing these games. We're 18-22. Do I have to fire Jordi Fernandez in year number 1? So there's a couple Cam Thomas trades I don't mind. Like Cam Thomas could be a free agent at the end of the year. Really good player right now. I could trade him for a first round pick in 2028. So the Wizards or Sixers need to be bad, then I get a good pick, which I think could have good value. And I get Kuzma, who I could either reflip or flip him on draft night. I could get Rob Dillingham straight up, and we could try to build around Rob. If I did this trade, I would also like to get a first round pick from Minnesota. The issue is, I don't know if I can get one from them because of the step being rule being implemented. I guess I can get this Detroit first. Let's just see if they would do this. Honestly, straight up, they are going to say no. Okay, yeah, we're not throwing another first. Another team I thought about that has some interesting first-round picks that could need some shooting. There's definitely like the Houston Rockets factor, but I also thought about the Orlando Magic. And I'm not going to ask for Tristan Da Silva, and I did get Jed Howard in a recent rebuild. So, I'm not going to ask for Anthony Black. I'll ask for Tristan Da Silva, but I do want that 2026, really, because it's involved in a previous trade. All right, I'm usually able to trade for those picks. So, could I get, I don't know, 2 future first-round picks from the Orlando Magic? Of course not. The step being rule is really annoying, especially with protections, because they basically can't trade any first when I know they can. So, could I get 2 first-round picks in Tristan Da Silva for Cam Thomas? they're going to say no. If you're going to counter with the first, we're not going to get anything done. You know what? I don't mind this counter. I get 2 first-round picks. I get Tristan da Silva. I get Jonathan Isaac. I know he gets extended, but it's not a terrible deal. I do have to give up Dallas's lottery first, which is fine. I think these picks will be better than that. I guess I'm really doing this trade to move, like, get 1 extra first. I get Jonathan Isaac. And am I really excited about 23-year-old Tristan da Silva? Not really. So you know what? I'm just going to do this trade with the Washington Wizards. I'm still going to move Kuzma either this year or at the end of the offseason. And I think I get a valuable first. Like, I'd rather get a 2028 first than a 2025 first that I know is not going to be great. And yeah, we're going to strip this team down. I traded Cam Thomas to the Wizards. Cam Thomas and Jordan Poole on the same team as well would kind of be hilarious. And then we're going to do this trade with OKC, which I actually kind of like. We're going to be sending Day'Ron Sharpe to the Thunder. They could definitely use some center depth. We're getting Dylan Jones, who was a recent first-round pick. He is 23, though. I'm giving them Dallas's first-round pick this year. Like I said, I have all these draft picks. I don't need the Dallas one. And I'm getting the swap best between the Clippers and the Rockets next year. What if the Clippers are bad next year? That could be a very good pick. So yeah, we're going to be playing a lot of, like, unknown faces throughout the rest of the year. Like, Shake Milton's going to play a ton. Duncan Robinson. We have Cam Johnson, Kyle Kuzma. This defense is not good, but we'll see if I'm able to move Kyle Kuzma before the deadline. And nobody's giving me any good offers for Cam Johnson or Kyle Kuzma right now. So those are going to be moves that are going to happen probably in the offseason, most notably, I think, on draft night. So let's figure out this rotation for the rest of the year. I don't even know if I want to see Bojan in here. We're just going to play Kuzma and Johnson enough where they're not, like, super unhappy, but they can really up their trade value, and that's the goal. Same with Nick Claxton as well, who I wouldn't mind moving on draft night either. So Trendon Watford, I actually don't think is a bad player. I always forget he's like the younger brother of Christian Watford, where it's like Watford for the win, and it's the Indiana game winner against undefeated Kentucky. But I want to get OMP in the rotation. I need to get Kel'el Ware in the rotation. I need to get Dariq Whitehead in the rotation, and I need Dylan Jones in the rotation. So I don't really know if I have enough minutes to go like 12 deep. Like, I want to see 15 from Whitehead. I want to see 16 from Ware. Maybe 9 to OMP is fine, or 8. And I do have to change Dylan Jones to a small forward, and he does go up to a 71. And Jokic ends up winning MVP this year, averaging a triple-double. Shout out to Amen Thompson getting 6th man of the year. Would have been a little bit cooler if he ended up getting Depoy. Shout out to Nick Claxton, all defensive second team. Yeah, that may look good on the trade market. We didn't get anybody on the all rookie teams. Obviously, it would have been nice to have somebody like a Reed Shepherd on this team. And my goal was completed. We bottomed out at the end of the year. I think trading away Cam Thomas helped a little bit. As we ended up going 30 and 52. Man, Cam Thomas is a bucket in this game. He really is. I wonder if Washington ends up paying him the big bucks, or do we just sneak in there and try to sign him? So I don't want to finish this offseason without moving 2 out of the 3 of, well, Kuzma's definitely getting traded, but Cam Johnson I'd like to move. Nick Claxton I'd like to move. And I don't mind being bad once again next year. Kat and Luka Doncic are your conference finals MVPs, and the Mavericks win in 5, and they end up winning it all. So I guess I could show you guys, or I forgot to show you guys, the stats from this season. And I think guys that we're going to look to bring back next year, I think Trendon Watford is a productive piece for us. I would like to re-sign him. Jalen Wilson, I think I'd like to bring him back, 24-year-old player out of Kansas. Noah Clowney, then we're going to give another shot at him, and Dariq Whitehead. Kel'el Ware is going to be in the rotation next year. I'm not guaranteeing Dylan Jones or OMP being in the rotation. Those are definitely up in the air, as we're going to see LeBron, Russ, and Chris Paul all head to the Hall of Fame. And then I'm sure after like year 5 or something, we will add some expansion teams throughout this. So here we go. We're projected the 5th pick. We're also projected the 14th pick. I will definitely take that. Can we get lucky? No, we cannot. All right, so we're going to make this even harder. We're not landing a Cooper Flag, a Dylan Harper, and Ace Bailey. We're going to have the 7th overall pick. I'm probably not going to trade up. 14, we have also in this draft. We're going to have 21 via Milwaukee. We're going to have 28 via New York as well. So we are going to have 4 first-round picks, just double-checking. Yeah, 4. We're keeping Jordi Fernandez as a head coach. He's done a great job. And we're here on the night of the draft. I think I could definitely look to move some guys. We have, yeah, like, pick 7. Wow, that's kind of crazy. Every 7th pick we got. 7, 14, 21, 28. That's weird. And the OKC Thunder are willing to give me Utah's first-round pick next year for Cam Johnson. We're going to do that unless, I mean, wow, they have 4 first-round picks in this draft, which is kind of insane. So I don't know, like, because that pick is top 10 protected. I'm going to be fair. So would you give me the Nuggets pick in 27 and the Clippers pick in 27 as well? I don't know if there's any other players I could get in this trade. Like, I don't really want Kenrich Williams. I would take a flyer on Nikola Topic. Let's just offer this to them. So Cam Johnson for 2 2027 firsts and Nikola Topic for Cam Johnson. They are a big no on that. It's probably because they don't want to move Topic, which is fine. So let's just do Cam Johnson for 2 first-round picks, and they are going to agree to that. And I actually hate all the Kyle Kuzma offers right now, so I don't think I'm going to be able to trade him. And I want to see if I could trade Nick Claxton to the Detroit Pistons for Ron Holland. They say no originally, but what about if I include 28 and the second rounder in this year's draft. They say no. I don't know if Dylan Jones can get it done, but Nick Claxton, late first and a second for Ron Holland. Come on, I want Ron Holland. I think, one more player I could throw in, like the Shake Milton, get me over the top here. He does not. Do I want to give up 21 as well? I don't mind that. Let me just see if 1 second gets it done. Okay, this is a lot to get Ron Holland. 21, 28, Dylan Jones, a second, and Nick Claxton to hopefully see what we got on Ron Holland. Let's do it, man, because I think getting 3 rookies could get repetitive to this team. So we're trying to find a foundational young core. As Dylan Harper goes number 1. Number 2 is Cooper Flagg. Ace Bailey goes 3, or the Jazz going to be trading the pick. They are for Trae Young. Trae Young is now a member of the Utah Jazz, and they take Ace Bailey, which is kind of sick. You have Bailey, Reese Daniels, and Jalen Johnson. Edgecombe goes to OKC. Come on, Matty Watch goes to the Hornets. I kind of want Igor Demon, and Liam McNeely goes right ahead of us. So yeah, we could go Nolan Traore, but I'm going to take Igor Demon, the 6'8" point guard out of BYU, a very crafty passer, can shoot off the dribble, can just score generally off the dribble, and has kind of modern day point guard size. Maybe needs to put on some weight, get a little bit stronger, but he's going to be slotting in as our starting point guard next year. Maybe there's a way Nolan also falls to 14 here. Number 9 was traded for 2 future firsts. The Knicks take Ellie Cadell out of UNC. That's a shocker. He ain't going there. He has not been playing well for the Tar Heels since Maui. The Pacers here, they're trading the 10th overall pick for future firsts. OKC takes Hugo Gonzalez out of Spain. Good defender. Damn. So they pair up the Frenchman Nolan with Wemby. Continental goes. And then the pick before us, the Thunder are wheeling and dealing on draft night. They just traded for Buddy Hield and Draymond Green. What is going on? And Trey Johnson fell to 14 out of Texas. I was going to go Kasperi Shakishanis, but I didn't want to double up on point guard. So Trey Johnson and Igor Demon, that's going to be my backcourt next year to start. So I'm excited about this team and to see how these guys can do for us going forward. We're picking up the team options on everybody here but Keon Johnson. We are going to let him walk to free agency. I would still like to move Kyle Kuzma. I don't even know if I would have cap space right now. Okay, I actually do have plenty of cap space because Ben Simmons is now gone, thankfully. I don't really know. Like right now, our center rotation is Noah Clowney and Kel'el Ware. Kel'el's going to start. We may win like 10 games next year. I'm going to try to find one last Kyle Kuzma taker. And the San Antonio Spurs are interested. Will they give me the 2027 Atlanta unprotected first? And they are going to agree to that. So I basically traded Cam Thomas for 2 future firsts. We have too many 2027 firsts. We may try to like get into the 2026 draft next year. We own, 6 2027 first. And I think I would like to sign maybe a veteran point guard. Dennis Schroeder would be kind of cool to bring him back. We could give Ty Jerome decent money as well to be a backup point guard. So let's do that. Let's do a team option on the last year. He could become a trade candidate, and he could be a good backup / mentor for Igor Demon. And then I would like to bring back, okay, let me actually see here. I would like to bring back Trendon Watford, and we are going to sign Watford 3 years, $14 million. So let's do that. I am going to keep an eye on AJ Griffin. Could we maybe convince him to come out of retirement? Or did he actually get signed? There's Jordan Miller from the Clippers. I thought about him, maybe on a 2-year deal. Let's do that. Or let's do a 3-year deal, team option on the last year. Because, hey, injuries are on. We want to have notable guys. And I think AJ Griffin got signed, if I'm not mistaken. No, I'd definitely be mistaken. He did end up getting signed. Okay, this isn't sorted by overall. That's why. How much? Because he was asking for a decent amount of money, AJ Griffin, or he might be a 72 overall. There he is. He's asking for $9 million. Like, I'm not giving him that. So Ty Jerome regresses as soon as he comes to Brooklyn. That's funny. But I'm excited to see what this core can do next year. It may actually win just like 16 games. All right, so this is going to be the rotation right now. Jordan Miller probably going to play once injuries do occur, but we are going to have nobody played too many minutes. Like, we're going to play the rookies, not too much to start off the year. Igor Demon, Trey Johnson, Dariq Whitehead, Trendon Watford, and Kel'el Ware to start off the season. And then we have Ron Holland, Ty Jerome, Jalen Wilson, Noah Clowney, OMP right now. I don't think I'm like a big free agency destination either. I wasn't going to sign like a Jimmy Butler or somebody like that, because why would anybody want to sign with this Brooklyn Nets team? Way to pick up James Bouknight, and we somehow beat the Timberwolves to start off the NBA season. Kel'el Ware dropped 23. Jalen Wilson dropped 22. Trey Johnson dropped 16. All right, are we going to start off 2-0? No, we scored 87 points in the next game. Ty Jerome is not able to win his revenge game, and then we do start off the season 1-3, which is fine. I don't expect to win a lot of games this year. Hopefully, we could just see some guys continue to break out. And then I also have to change Igor Demon's last name, so it's not Deemer. And we're not actually as bad as I thought we were going to be. We are 19-30 here at the trade deadline. The Hornets are technically worse than us. Same with the Wizards and the Sixers. Also, I just love the former Nets backcourt there in DC. Has Schroeder ever been on the Wizards? No, he hasn't. Cam Thomas is back there. Did he get a large contract? Cam Thomas not really that bad. That is a good deal. Schroeder actually got almost the same amount of money. And just taking a look at the team this year, as Trey Johnson, the rookie, has been our leading scorer. As I'm losing my breath, he's shooting well from three, struggling from the field. Quell Ware, though, has been nice. That is the main piece in the Dorian Finney-Smith trade. I could move Ty Jerome. Like, he's been good, but I don't think we need to move him right now. Dariq Whitehead knocking down 35% of his threes. I'll take that. Trendon Watford, maybe not as good as he was last year with his efficiency. Ron Holland hopefully taking steps here as he's just 20 years old. Noah Clowney, I'm not really too high on him as like a future piece. Damn, Jalen Wilson kind of taking a step back. So like him and Watford going backwards isn't great. Igor Demon, not scoring a ton of points, but 7.8 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 1.4 steals. That is great. OMP, 33%. I'm not going to get like locked into that. So you know what? I don't think I'm going to trade anybody because nobody wants Duncan Robinson. So anybody I could resign, not signing Clowney. Dariq doesn't want to resign. So maybe we pick up his team option and he's gone in the offseason. So Luka wins MVP this year. Cooper Flag in DC. Rookie of the year. That haircut is just funny. Jaime Jaquez, 6th man of the year in Miami. Wemby Depoy. Most improved goes to Scoot. Glad to see Scoot perform well. Cade, clutch player of the year, and Jason Kidd is your coach of the year. Damn, Luka broke his ankle. LaMelo dislocated his right patella. Both those guys on All-NBA first team are banged up. We're not likely to get anybody there. Trae Young in in Utah, was elite this year. He's a free agent. Does he want to come to Brooklyn? But no, we got Igor. We got the Demon. We got the Demon Demon over here. Nick Claxton, all defensive caliber center once again. I think that's going to be a win-win trade as Igor Demon is on all-rookie first team. That three-point shot is falling. I'm excited to build around him on this team. Trey Johnson did not shoot the ball too well this year, but hey, all-rookie second team honors. Did we make the playing tournament? We did not, which is fine with me. The Charlotte Hornets had a nice end to the year, even with LaMelo being banged up. We actually finished with the worst record in the NBA as expected, but hey, it was pretty competitive. 26 and 56, we had a negative 9.3 point differential. Like I said, I'm doing right now what the Nets maybe should do. Bottom out. We're tearing it up. We have a very young average age right now. So we're just kind of figuring out who's going to stay. I like next year, I don't really want Jalen Wilson or Trendon Watford maybe to be in the rotation. Maybe like Watford towards the bottom of it. Dariq Whitehead may get traded, may try to sell high on him right now. No, Clowney may be gone, and we're just going to call that 2023 draft for the Nets a wash. As the NBA Finals, Spurs and the Magic. Wow, Paolo and Wemby were both unreal in the conference finals. And the Spurs win in 7 with Wemby being your finals MVP. And Nets legend, Brook Lopez retires. I don't think we're going to be retiring his number. And we are here at the draft lottery. I'm 99% sure Brooklyn gets their first round pick in this draft. I will double check it, but I'm not getting screwed by 2K. I'm not. So let's see what happens here. The Magic. Wow, that's the pick I wanted if I was going to send Cam Thomas to Orlando, but I couldn't get it. It ends up going number 1. Our pick is at number 3. You have the Clippers pick at 13. I thought that was going to be a little bit better when I traded with the Thunder. So that is our only first right now is, well, we have 13, and I'm pretty sure we should have 3. And yes, the Brooklyn Nets do own their 2026 first, so I'm going to have the 3rd overall pick in this year's draft. I mean, the guy I do want is Cam Boozer, because I don't really know if I needed an AJ Debance. We'll see, like, if somebody falls. Kaden Lewis is projected to go high as well. Like, we'll see how this goes. Nate Ament could be a good pick. Like, I need guys in the front court going forward. So here on draft night, do I want to trade anybody? Like, we have 3. We have 13. We also have 31 as well. I don't think I'm going to move Jordan Miller. I don't think I'm going to move Ty Jerome. Watford now. So I think we're going to just start this draft. The number 1 pick, the Orlando Magic, take AJ Debance, who actually just committed to BYU. I think he's getting like $9 million in NIL money. It's kind of insane. The Warriors at number 2 take Kaden Lewis. So that means we're on the clock at 3. I'm taking Cameron Boozer. That is a no-brainer. I'm taking him over Darren Peterson. He is our starting power forward next year out of Duke. I can't believe Golden State didn't take him at 2. Did they not learn their lesson with James Wiseman? And then I'm taking Darius Akup Jr., the point guard out of Arkansas here with the 13th overall pick. He's going to be the backup to Igor Demon and Ty Jerome. He may not be a rotational guy, but is a good third-string point guard, especially if injuries or trades happen. And then I took another guard at 31, Dash Daniels, the younger brother of Dyson Daniels. I wish it was easier to send guys to the G League because he could be a candidate. I'm going to pick up the team option. Do I want to let OMP walk? $5 million is a lot. You know what? I'm going to let him walk. We are going to pick up the options on all these guys, but I think I'm going to look to move potentially Noah Clowney and Dariq Whitehead, sell high. Well, I wouldn't say I'm selling high on Noah Clowney. It's more so selling high on Dariq Whitehead, and we'll see if a team wants Noah Clowney. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this trade with the Raptors. We're sending Dariq Whitehead. I don't know why I thought for a second he could be Canadian. I don't think he is. And Noah Clowney to Toronto. We're getting Jonathan Mogbo, who I think I'm going to convert I don't know. I just want him to stop taking threes when he comes here. We're going to hope to fix him. Jay Will, we're going to get here just to be some center depth. So we're going to do that trade with Toronto, ending pretty much the 2023 draft class for the Brooklyn Nets. So free agency, Wilson is restricted. OMP, we're going to let walk. So looking at the team right now, we're fine in the backcourt. Like we have about 5 guys there. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think we can look to get a couple more wings that don't really need playing time. Like I don't mind veteran Harrison Barnes and Jonathan Isaac on this team right now. So let's sign Barnes. Let's sign Isaac, and let's sign Jalen Wilson on a 2-year extension as well. And I think that's going to be it for us in free agency. Like I said, I don't think anybody wants to come here. We're not getting Luka, Durant, Paolo, Chet, like none of those guys right now, even though getting J-Dub would be pretty sweet. So right now we're going to go into next year with pretty much, I think Igor's the starting point guard, Ty Jerome backing him up, Trey Johnson at the 2. We're going to have Ron Holland at the 3. Let me actually make him a small forward. There we go. We're going to have Cam Boozer at the 4, and then we will have Kelowna Ware at the 5. I also could use one more center. So let's go after, I was going to go after Mo Wagner, Kevon Mooney. I'll bring in Marvin Bagley, the former number 2 overall pick. And we do bring back James Bouknight on the qualifying offer, but he ended up getting released. So Ron Holland is actually our number 1 overall player. And I do need to release 2 players before the season starts. So Harrison Barnes is going to be one of them. And I think James Bouknight's going to be the other. So yeah, I want to play the rookies a little bit more this year. So we're going to go 32 to the backcourt, Ron Holland 33, 30 to Boozer, 30 to Ware. That's a very athletic front court. And then we have Jerome Mogbo, Jay Will, also a Jay Will, technically, a Jay Wilson, and Trenton Watford off the bench. But I do like a Cuff or Jordan Miller or Dash Daniels to get minutes this year. We're 2.5 star balance. We are getting better as a team. We start off the year with a 126-125 win. All right, I'm getting excited about this young core right now. Like, what was the Igor Demon stat line? 12, 11, 9, 2, and 2. You are kidding me, man. He's going to be so good for us. We do lose to the Suns by 2, but a competitive win there against the Miami Heat. In this game, yeah, Igor Demon, he's getting off to a great start this year. And we're here at the trade deadline, 29-23. We are way more competitive now, and it's exciting because it's with a younger core. We have a 1.1 positive point differential. Looks like the East is like, kind of like, I don't know. It's average. There's a lot of teams near 500, which I think we can get our first playoff appearance. You remember 2027, we owned so many draft picks. Trey Johnson, great 3-point shooter. This is now year 2 of him struggling at the field, but I think he can put it together. Cam Boozer giving me solid production in his rookie year. Igor Demon currently dealing with a shoulder injury, but he's shooting 38% from 3, 43% from the field. Ron Holland, 3-point shot isn't falling, but it's getting respectable, which is huge for us. Kelowna Ware, 12-5. And if we can, I don't know, play some playoff basketball this year, and I'm not trading Ty Jerome because I want to play playoff basketball, we can actually get, I don't know, maybe free agents to come here. So we'll see about this team. I don't know if this Mogbo trade is going to work out for us. I got to tell him to just stop taking threes. And Wemby wins MVP this year. So that's a 3rd different MVP to, so far to start off this video, because we did have Jokic in year 1. We had Luka last year, and now Wemby this year, who gets DPOY and MVP. Keontae George turning into a really nice player in this league in the last year of his deal. And Kenny Atkinson, former Nets coach of the year. Do we get, oh, Trae Young went to Dallas, which is kind of funny because Luka, I think, went to the Clippers. And yeah, that was the case. So we didn't get anybody on an all NBA team. Nobody on an all defensive team either. We did get Cam Boozer on all rookie first team. Bansa beat him out for rookie of the year, which is fine with me. The Nets, though, are the 4 seed. We're playing playoff basketball for the first time since the 2023 season. We're going up against a good Raptors team that does have Dariq Whitehead and Noah Conley, so they're going to be looking to get their revenge against us. Our leading scorer this year was Trey Johnson, 19 points, 3.5 rebounds. We do not have anybody injured, too, for the playoffs, which is nice. So it is unfortunate that Jonathan Mogbo probably won't be getting minutes for us in the playoffs. We're going to go 20, I think, to Miller, Watford, Jay Will, and then we're going to go 22 Ty Jerome off the bench. But yeah, Jonathan Mogbo, I mean, we could let him run up against his former team, but it's fine. So yeah, it's going to be Igor, Trey Johnson, Holland, Boozer, Ware, and then that bench that I just talked about. We are 3-star balanced under Jordi Fernandez. Game number 1, we ended up losing 105-96. Trey Johnson, 17 points. I'm not getting worried about his efficiency, but it's definitely something to monitor because we're getting to a decent sample size. Shout out to our defense here in the 4th quarter. Did a great job holding the Raptors to 8 as we get our first playoff win in a decent amount of years, because they ended up getting swept by Philly that one year. We are tied 2 games apiece after 4. Cam Boozer drops 27 points. It's also great to get Cam Boozer some playoff experience in his first year, as he drops 20 in game 5, but we did lose by 10. I expected to lose this series, but I'm just glad to be here. We do lose in 6, but I do think we're starting to be a playoff destination, or excuse me, a premier free agent destination. As Trey Johnson really struggled. He was the 14th overall pick for us back in 25. He's not guaranteed a starter spot whatsoever next year. Igor Demon in the playoffs, did he really not score that much? Oh, no, he got hurt in game 1. All right, well, that's unfortunate. Okay, so yeah, we didn't have Igor for the rest of the series. The 2027 finals are between the Cavs and the Spurs, and the team that wins it all, the Cavs. It's a rematch of the 07 NBA Finals, I believe, when the Spurs swept LeBron in Cleveland, and Evan Mobley got Finals MVP there. Nets legend Kevin Durant retires. I do not think we're going to be bringing Kevin Durant into the Hall of Fame. And then there's Middleton, Green, and KD getting their jerseys retired. Next year, yeah, is when we'll do some expansion teams. And we have a lot of picks here in the lottery. 3. Us, or excuse me, not us. The Knicks from the Mikal trade. The Clippers. I think that was from a Thunder trade too. I think that was the Cam Johnson trade where I got the 27 first, and the Philly first, which is ours. So I think that is protected. That is from the Ben Simmons, James Harden trade. So wow. Oh wow. 1 and 2 and 4. That is insane. So I think if I'm going to do this correctly, I am not able to keep pick 2 as that pick is protected 1 through 8. In 2027, unfortunately. So I will send that to Philly, and I'll get there first next year. We do own 27 via Houston, 28 via Denver. So those didn't turn out great. 17 via Atlanta, but we're going to have 1 and 4. And we don't have to sign a big free agent. We could look to make a trade if we wanted to. We have plenty of cap space right now. So we have 1, 4, 17, 27, and 28. I'm not drafting all those rookies. But with the number 1 overall pick, I think Tyron Stokes could be in play here. Because I don't really need a true point guard. Alex Costanza is interesting, but I think I'm going to go for Tyron Stokes from Duke. His player comparison ceiling is LeBron James. I think that's a pretty good player, so we're going to do that. Affiliate number 2 takes Hugo Imga Mokori. I'm butchering his name. I'm so sorry. Alex Costanza goes 3. So Brandon McCoy is still on the board at pick 4. Do we trade the pick? And maybe we do trade the player, but I'm going to take Brandon McCoy right now. Maybe he does headline a trade. I want to see the center marketing free agency because I think that could be one of the spots we upgrade because next year we could have Stokes and we could have Holland as a small forward. So maybe I'll look for a shooting guard upgrade actually if we don't think Trey Johnson's the guy. So we can definitely wait on some things right there. We can make McCoy a shooting guard as the 6th pick was just traded for Şengün. There goes Gilbert Arenas' kid, who I think reclassified, so he's actually going to college next year. I actually did draft a ton of guys because they could be included in trade. So we ended up getting Jordan Smith, a guard, Jason Crow, a guard, Marcus Johnson, a guard, Ivan Popovich. I think I could, can I get him on a 2-way? Can I sign all these guys? I can't. So that's, oh, I can't even sign Marcus Johnson. Well, that's an L on me. That's me being stupid, and I apologize. Ron Holland, Igor Demon, Trey Johnson, welcome back. Ty Jerome, he was really good for us. Welcome back. Chloe Ware, welcome back. Jordan Miller, no. Dash Daniels, I'll bring back. This is interesting. I don't know. Giannis is a free agent. Okay. Jokic, so is Kat. We'll offer these guys the qualifying offers. So do we even have cap space at the start of free agency? We do not. We're negative 15 million, so we do have around 40 million in cap space. All right, I want to see if it's possible to trade for Anthony Edwards. I don't know if it is. What about if I throw in this Wizards? Okay, that's the Wizards unprotected next year. What about if we throw in this Knicks? I thought that was a swap. Wasn't it a swap with the net? I don't know. I get the Sixers pick anyway next year. Could I throw a Godfather package? McCoy, Johnson, Smith, Wilson, and 2 firsts for Anthony Edwards? No, I just wanted to say. I'd also be interested in Jaylen Brown if we could pull it off. Like Trey Johnson, Brandon McCoy. We throw in the Wizards pick next year. That's fine. I throw in Jalen Wilson. I throw in we'll say Jason Crow for Jaylen Brown, and the last piece would be Dash Daniels. Does that get it done? It does not. It's just because we have so many young guys on the team right now. Jalen Green, I could just absorb with cap space. I kind of like that idea because nobody's offered Jalen Green a real contract. 3 years, 103. We'd have to say goodbye to Miller, Williams, Mogbo, Isaac, and Bagley, which I'm fine with. And then we can look to trade for somebody. Mogbo gets a deal from the Warriors. Actually, nice deal. 3 year, 27 million, like a Kyle Anderson type deal. But we're going to sign Jalen Green. Jalen Green and Igor Demon is going to be the backcourt next year. You can see we have a lot of, I think, players to move. I think Khalil Ware is a good center. Do I think he's going to start for us next year? No. I think we're going to go into the trade market here. And I want to see if it's possible to get Zach Edey, which I do think it will be. So, say I offered, I don't know, Jordan Smith, who we just drafted, and Jason Crow, who we just drafted as well, for Zach Edey. They're going to say no. I do have some draft picks, but I want to see if I could throw in a third player like Dash Daniels. And I would throw in, let's say, I do have Phillies pick next year. Say we throw in our first in 2029 for Zach Edey. And I throw in, let's say, the Suns swap horse with Dallas. They say no. Okay. Instead of Dash, could we throw in... I don't want to throw in Ty Jerome. I don't really know if I want to throw in Trey Johnson, but it's not a terrible idea. Whose numbers did look a little bit better towards the end of the year. Say I throw in Jalen Wilson. It's a lot for Zach Edey. They say no. All right. That's kind of a shame. I'll give you Dash Daniels. Okay, they say yes to that. So we did give up a lot for Zach Edey. And we're going to have some guys that are free agents next year. But I like the depth that we have right now. And I'm really excited to see how this team looks at the start of next year. We're going to look to get a third string center. We could look to bring back Jay Will, it looks like. So we'll do that. We'll bring back Jay Will. We'll bring him back on a 1+1. And we actually saved a little bit of money with that trade as well. But we're going to have some rookie extensions coming in soon. And I'm going to sign veteran Grant Williams on a 1-year minimum. And this is the team next year. We have Green. We have Edey. I don't know how I feel about this. We'll see how it looks. We have Holland, Boozer, Igor Demon, not progressing a ton. A Cuff goes up. There's Trey Johnson. Like, we still have a very young team. All right, it's going to be tough to give minutes to Darius Cuff, which is tough to start off the year. So it's going to be Chloe Ware getting like 13, 15 minutes a night. Ty Jerome getting about 15. 20 to the number 1 pick, Tyron Stokes. We're going to go 23 to Trey Johnson, 29 Edey, 33 Boozer, 29 Holland. We'll do 32 Green, 29 Igor. Like, we do have a ton of depth on this team right now, so we'll see how it looks throughout the year. Obviously, injuries are going to happen, but we start off the season 2-0, which I love to see. And this team is finally hitting its stride. We are 35-16. We are 19 games above 500 at the deadline. Maybe not the odds-on favorite to win the Eastern Conference, but we're finally starting to see this team come together. Jalen Green is just exactly what I need him for. Giving me above average defense, but he's giving me great efficiency. He doesn't need to drop 30 points a game, but he's giving me the efficiency. We did lose Igor Demon, though, for a little bit. He's averaging 11, 7, and 7. This guy could be a triple-double machine, but he has come with some injuries as of late. Ron Holland, maybe not the year 4 breakout that you would like to see. I wonder what the contract extension would look like. Trey Johnson in a more reduced role, looking great as well. Darius Cuff is now playing more. His efficiency is off the charts. Tyron Stokes maybe needs to play over Ron Holland, and then you have Cam Boozer in year number 2 there. So we're going to have to make some tough decisions soon. Like, they were going to eventually have to come. I don't think Ty Jerome is going to be on this team. Maybe as a veteran, like, off the bench, but, like, I don't know if Zach Edey was the guy to get, like, the big name center. We traded a lot for Edey. Like, I thought about going after, like, Alex Sarr, and I went after Edey. I can't re-sign anybody right now outside of Jerome, who we will bring back on the minimum. He is now the new vibes guy here. And same thing with Trendon Watford. Like, he's an OG as well. I didn't trade him. I traded Jalen Wilson, so I'll keep him around. And Evan Mobley is your MVP this year. I feel like, yeah, we've gotten a new MVP every single year. We get the Rookie of the Year, Tyron Stokes, who I think we got to play above Ron Holland going forward. I know, who did we trade? It was Nick Claxton for Ron Holland. I think a little bit extra as well, but we got to choose Stokes over him going forward. I keep wanting to say, like, Strokes. Maybe it is Strokes. I'm second guessing myself. Cooper Flagg, All-NBA first team. This is what the Nets are going to miss out on if they win too many games. Şengün on the Pacers, All-NBA second team. Same with Dylan Harper on the Rockets, though, as he's, like, I guess the new number 1 guy, though. We have Jalen Green, Şengün's in Indy, so it is Dylan Harper over there. Nobody on third team, which is fine. Like I said, though, we're going to have some decisions to make, but Stokes and Brandon McCoy, all NBA first team. And we ended the season as the 3 seed. Last year, we were the 4 seed. We got bounced in round 1. But this year, we're taking on our old friend in Nick Claxton. They also have Adulta Connect over there in Detroit as well. We ended the season with Jalen Green being the top guy offensively. Igor Demon will be healthy for the playoffs, which is great to see. We're actually at full strength for the playoffs. He was an injury this year. A Cuff obviously just kind of started the year not playing, but he ended up getting minutes. He was too good in practice not to play. All right, so it's going to be Igor. It's going to be Jalen Green in the backcourt, Stokes, Boozer, Zach Edey, starting 5. Bench is McCoy, Holland, Cuff Jr., Trey Johnson, and Khalil Ware. So these guys will not be in the rotation, including Ty Jerome, Nets legend. Can we beat the Detroit Pistons and advance in the playoffs? I feel like we can get our first series win, and we win in 6. Did we get any injuries? It looks like Trey Johnson got hurt. He's day-to-day, but a win is a win. Jalen Green was the leading scorer. Cam Boozer could be a little bit better, but was knocking down his threes, which I will take. Round number 2, we're taking on the Charlotte Hornets, a team we could beat. They drafted Costanza high. I think we could beat them. They have Isaiah Jackson, Peyton Watson. This is the team we could beat and go to the conference finals. Let's do it. Let's do it. The Brooklyn Nets are in the conference finals, folks. We're going to be taking on the Chicago Bulls there. And in round number 2, Cameron Boozer breakout party is here. That's what I'm talking about. And we're taking on the Chicago Bulls. Giddey, White, Walker, Williams, Richards, Matas. They have Quickly, who I tried getting in year number 1. I was going to do like a Cam Johnson for Quickly trade if the Raptors wanted to get out of the contract. I opted not to do it. Are we about to make the finals? No, we lose in 6. So in year number 4, though, we're making it to the conference finals. I like our core. I still am iffy on the Edey and Green editions. Like, I'm kind of regretting those in a way. And maybe should have just developed in-house. But either way, we made it to the conference finals with them. So they couldn't have really been that bad additions. Did anybody get hurt? nobody got hurt. The Bulls were just flat out better than us. And in the DeMar DeRozan Bowl, the Spurs win it all with Wemby being your Finals MVP. Kawhi Leonard did go to the Hall of Fame. I'm not sure if I could do the expansions here because I forgot to do it in the season. So I apologize. That will go down next year. And in the lottery, we are going to get Philly's pick there. It's at number 5. So last year was at 2, but thank you for still giving me a top 5 pick. From the James Harden trade, they're getting number 1. We have Washington's pick at 12. I think that is from the Cam Thomas trade. We also have the Knicks pick at 15. Thank you, Mikal Bridges. And we will be bringing back Jordi Fernandez as the head coach. He's our guy. So I hate to add like new multiple rookies as, whoa, this guy's going to be good. Jamie Teague from Notre Dame, 7'4". Yep. 83 overall, 19 years old. Spencer Wallace from Auburn goes number 2. The Hawks at number 3 are trading the pick. And a 29 first for Anthony Davis. Oh my God, he's probably like 35, 36 years old. They take Clifton James Jr. They just wanted somebody with the last name James. And Fernandad Gomez goes next. So we're on the clock. That is insane that Anthony Davis was just traded. And we're going to take probably like a backup. Brandon Payton here from VCU, as Kel'el Ware is a pending restricted free agent. So he could be somebody behind Zach Edey, who's also a free agent. And here we ended the draft. We drafted Tyson Valentine, a 6'8" wing from Texas at 12. Ernest Christie, 19 years old from Appalachian State at 15. And then Alexei Keefe there in the second round, who I will be signing to a 2-way. Boozer, welcome back. Igor, welcome back. Trey, and a cuff. We are going to let J. Will walk for now, though. I know we don't really have any centers on the roster because Holland, Edey, and Ware are getting qualifying offers. It will be interesting if any one of those guys gets paid. I don't know if I'm going to pay Edey $36 million. Like, I give up a lot for Edey, but I just don't think it's going to be worth it. So we'll see if these guys get paydays. We got the Williams there. I'm just going to monitor these guys. Maybe we get them back on nice deals later in free agency. But Edey, is he going to get a real deal? I don't know. And Ron Holland accepts a deal from the Kings here on day 7. 4 years, 102. Oh, for a backup. I really wanted Holland back for his defense. I was hoping it was going to be around like 18 mil a year, not 25 mil a year. Oh, that's going to hurt. That is going to hurt. Because I'm scared Edey's going to want a lot. 4 years, 102. I think I'm going to bring him back. I think his defense is too valuable to this team. And the energy. $25 million for a bench player, though, Matt. That's what you got to think. Maybe I don't. Yeah, I got to be smarter. We're going to have to make some tough decisions, and that's going to be one of them. Ron Holland is gone. Edey, do not get $30 million a year, because I'm not giving you that. I think Kel'el Ware is going to come back on the QO, but I don't think Edey's going to get a big deal, which is nice. So we're going to sign Edey, I think, here on a 2-year extension. He should accept it on the last day. And yeah, 2 years, $60 million. That's not too bad. Kel'el Ware comes back on the QO. Jalen Green regresses, which is just odd. But yeah, Stokes is too good to come off the bench. Him and Boozer are going to be the forwards. All right, so year number 5 is going to be a 9-man rotation. Igor, Green, Stokes, Boozy, and Edey, with Johnson, McCoy, Acuff Jr., and Kel'el Ware off the bench. We got pretty much guys we drafted. And then the guys we re-signed coming back, and obviously the vibes guys of Watford and Ty Jerome. So no Ron Holland, sucks this year. Screw you, Sacramento, for signing him from us. But we're going to see if we can go back to the conference finals, but hopefully this year win 2 more series than we did last year. And here in year 5 at the deadline, we are 37-13. Yep, we have the best point differential in the NBA. I do wonder how Ron Holland is doing in Sacramento. They are 21-30 right now. Is he starting? They have Zion, Siakam, Connect, Wells, Fox. They have a good team. Robert Dillingham, who I tried trading for at one point. Was it the Kings that? Oh, okay. Dillingham's good. Maybe I should try to get him. Did they? Okay, let me just double check. Did they trade Ron Holland, or was it not the Kings that threw a deal? I thought it was. Maybe it was like the Knicks and I read it wrong. And what? Whoa, did they not? Okay, Holland's playing for the minimum. That is so stupid. That is actually so stupid. But right now, we are seeing Cameron Boozer be the leading scorer. Kel'el Ware has been playing well this year because Edey did get hurt for a little bit this season. But I like the team. I like where we're at right now. I'm letting everybody kind of just play a ton of minutes. We're seeing like good efficiency from Acuff, seeing good efficiency from McCoy, and then hopefully our set rotation in the playoffs can get it done. We will have to pay who at the end of the year, Igor or Trey Johnson. I should have maybe thought about these last year. I don't know if I'm going to pay Trey. I would like for Igor Demon to be my point guard throughout this video. So Wemby wins MVP this year. I think he's our first double MVP. Teague, he's going to win a lot of awards in this league. Igor ended up coming off the bench for a majority because like McCoy was really good. So they're playing back and forth. But he is so good. I need to re-sign Igor Demon. Wemby, Depoy, Kasparis Shakushanis, also a really good player. I thought about drafting him. It would have been cool to just to see him and Igor Cook in the backcourt. But we went with Trey Johnson, who is no longer like a starter. I don't know if he's really going to be in our future plans. What? Shakushanis Yakuchonis. He is on All NBA third team. But we ended the year as the 1 seed, so maybe I don't care. We're taking on the Indiana Pacers in round number 1. We finished with a 15.3 point differential, the best in the NBA, 61 in 21. And yeah, we're going up against Indiana, who were the 10 seed. They got Nate Ament, they got Şengün, they got Trae Young backing up Halliburton, and we just got a lot of talent on this team, and I'm excited to see how they can perform in the playoffs. I'm really hoping Edey could play through an injury right now, like he does have one. We're about to find out. So I'm going to go probably 20 to Ware. That's fine. We can go 28 to Edey. I'm not even sure if it's going to allow me to play him. Like, he may be just too hurt. Tyron Stokes is going to be the starting small forward. Jalen Green starting shooting guard. And yeah, I can play Edey. All right, game number 1 against Indy. We do end up winning by 18. Like, we just have a Cuff, Demon, and McCoy. We have so many good guards on the team. And Igor. God, dude, you want an extension. I'm going to kill you. You always get hurt. So I'm just not going to be able to pay him like that. And oh God, are we going to lose? We're really about to go to a game 7. This is not good. All right, let's just see what happens. Who's our leading scorer right now? Like, thank God we have good point guard depth, but this is insane. And come on, don't lose this. Oh my God, we lose as a 1 seed. That sucks so much. Oh, we lost 130, 119. Oh, that stinks. Yeah, just a brutal 1 seed playoffs for us. And you're going to see the Spurs and the Cavs in the finals. Rematch of 2007, and the Spurs win in 6, with Wemby being your finals MVP. And that was the finals 2 years ago as well. The Spurs and the Cavs have definitely been some of the better teams throughout this rebuild. All right, so I don't know. I wonder if there's a trade to be made again. Potentially, yeah, we're going to add 2 new expansion teams to the league. We are going to add, the Pittsburgh Force and the Louisville Liberty. Do we want to add 2 Central Division teams and then move the Bucks to the Northwest? Sure, that's a little bit different. I'll do that. So draft lottery time. We do have a pick in the lottery, which is nice. We have the Knicks pick. Thank you, Mikal Bridges. And let's see where that gets me. That's going to give me 13. Obviously, adding the new picks at 5 and 6. Going to bump that down a little bit. The Grizzlies own our pick at 31. And yeah, I'm probably not going to keep Tyson Valentine, former 12th overall pick. Like, that hurts a little bit. And Ernest Christie, former 15th overall pick. Unless I just say screw it. Don't keep Jalen Green, but no, I might as well trade him. So yeah, we're probably gonna lose some of these good guys. Dyson Daniels wasn't kept. 35 million a year is a lot. So yeah, we'll see which player we end up lose. I'm sure I'm gonna lose one of these guys. And yeah, Valentine gets drafted by the Pittsburgh Force. So yeah, the number 1 pick was Daniels. Number 2, like Kristen Ack, then Clowney, Carter, run it on the centers. And we're here during the NBA draft. But the one guy I thought about moving would be Jalen Green. 1 year left on his deal. Do I need Jalen Green? Like, is this Boozer and is it Tyrone Stokes' team going forward? Like, we have Zach. Do I trade Zach Edey? It's a possibility. Like, Trey Johnson's a restricted free agent. Same with Igor Demon. We got Brandon McCoy still under his rookie deal. And we did draft Brandon Payton, 5th overall, who could be better than Zach Edey. But since we just lost Valentine, I think I'm going to keep this pick. And I don't mind taking a center. Quincy Neely is 19, so we can develop a little bit out of Utah State, especially if Zach Edey leaves us next year. So Grant Ball was the number 1 overall pick. Not sure if he's related to Lonzo. We had a bunch of seconds, so we'll sign all these guys right there. Team buyer options: Boozer, Stokes, McCoy, and Darius Cuff. Like, that's a really good foursome. Welcome back. Luka and Şengün are going to hit free agency. Igor and Trae, we'll see how much they cost to bring back. I'm not sure if I'm going to really break the bank for any of them because Igor gets hurt. I want Trendon Watford back for the vibes. I want Ty Jerome back for the vibes. Kel'el Ware, man, he was really good last year because Edey was banged up. I think we're going to let him walk. I mean, $14 million a year. I mean, right now we do have Brandon Payton as the backup center. So we are going to have to make the tough decision to let him walk. And we're going to hope that this team, just based off progression, can go far in the playoffs. So we are going to renounce the rights on Kel'el Ware, bring back Watford and Jerome, and then we'll continue to monitor Igor and Trae. And Trae gets a deal from the Knicks. 2 years, $31 million. I feel like I got to match that. That's not really that expensive. And then with Edey and Jalen Green potentially being gone next year, I'm going to offer Igor Demon 4 years, $73. I know the injuries are a concern, but I think it gives us some good depth. We can get Emmanuel quickly. I mean, obviously with injuries on, like we have 4 centers, 3 power forwards, 2 small forwards, 2 shooting guards, and a plethora of point guards. As Stokes is a 90, Boozer's an 88, Green's an 88, Edey's an 87, a Cuff and McCoy 86s. Jerome does regress. And I do have to release somebody before the season starts, so it may be Omer Penby. Yeah, let's do that. A 2nd rounder. Like, there's a chance at the end of the year, Jalen Green leaves in free agency, and like McCoy and Igor is the backup. So it's going to be Demon, Green, Stokes, Boozer, Edey, with Darius Cuff, Brandon McCoy coming off the bench. We're also going to have Trey Johnson. And for now, Brandon Payton, that is going to be the guys getting minutes. I just want to play probably 30 minutes to Igor. Let's go 33 to Stokes. Let's go 34 to Boozer and 32 to Edey. We are 4-star balanced under Jordi Fernandez. We start off the season at home against Memphis, and we blow them out. Stokes with 24 in this one. I wonder if he turns into the guy we build around, or is it Cameron Boozer? But Cameron Boozer hasn't really been great. I decided not to use Jack Moves draft class, like the guy that has the top ones here. I use a different one just to try it out, and it does look like maybe all these guys aren't studs. I use Joda Kelmers, who has made some great draft classes in the past as well. But we do start off the season 3-0, including a 58-point victory against the LA Lakers. And we are 41-10 at the trade deadline. We have a 17.5 point differential. We are better than the San Antonio Spurs, who have a 15-point differential. One thing last year was somewhat of a fluke. We did lose Brandon McCoy for a major injury. Lower right leg stress fracture always sounds painful, but we do have the depth in place to withstand that. Like we have Darius Cuff, we have Igor Demon. I'm not too worried about that. Zach Edey and a walkie. I can't believe I gave up all that for Edey. I just feel like he hasn't been what I needed him to be. I don't know if he comes back at the end of the year, because then we have to realize if Brandon Payton is the guy, and I think he might be. And it's really too hard to trade anybody like $35 million a year at the deadline or somebody like that. I should have worked out on some contract extensions last offseason, but either way, I don't think Green is going to come back. I think we're probably going to move in a different direction. I think we make McCoy the shooting guard. He's 6'5". He can knock down on threes. I think that's going to be the eventual shooting guard. So this is a last dance with Jalen Green and Zach Edey on this team. And Tyrone Stokes, the #1 overall pick in the 2027 draft, MVP in year number 3. Yeah, I think move over Cam Boozer. That is the guy we are building around. AJ DeBance is coming off the bench, I guess behind Franz and Paolo in Orlando. Wemby Depoy, Chris Sinak most improved. DeBance clutch player of the year. We do get coach of the year in Jordi Fernandez. Stokes, who won MVP, obviously on All-NBA first team. Shout out to Zion on the Louisville Liberty, who was a beast for them this year. That is our only All-NBA member, only All-Defensive Team member. And we're not going to have any rookies. But we are going to be the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, like we were last year, but we lost to the Pacers in round number 1. We're going up against Cooper Flagg and his funny haircut here in round number 1 against the Wizards. They have a good team. Not a great team, but a good team. And I feel like we should beat them. As long as we don't get destroyed with injuries in the playoffs, we got this. We got a fully healthy team, ready to go. Darius Cuff. Oh, man, maybe I should have traded him because he's going to want like 30 mil a year. So figuring out my rotation, CPU wants me to go with a Cuff. I mean, I like Igor. I do. Dude's a good playmaker, but he always gets hurt. So for the playoffs, I think we're going to go like 24 to a Cuff, 24 to McCoy, 32 to Green, 30 to Igor. We're going to go 34 to Stokes. Payton, probably not going to play a ton. Jerome, definitely not playing. We're playing that much. Trey Johnson was good this year. He was efficient. I think Payton can get like 10 minutes a night. Edey at 31 is fine. Let's go 35 to Boozer. Let's go 38 to the MVP. All right, game number 1 of round 1. We do end up winning this one, 132-114. Cam Boozer with 25, Igor 22, 6 and 9. Game 2, we do win. Game 3, we win. All right, things are looking good. Nobody got hurt. Let's go. We win a playoff series, and we're going up against the Miami Heat in round number 2. Tyrone Stokes, TS. He is a stud for us. All right, round number 2 against Miami. Giddey, Hero, Hame, J-Dub. No longer have Bam Adebayo. They have a guy by the name of Stu Thomas. Is that supposed to be St. Thomas at USC? I think so. Let's see if we're able to beat them and go to the conference finals. Stokes, left thigh cramps, but he can play through it. Oh God. Jalen Green, pinched nerve in the back. He can play through it. It does not matter. We are undefeated in the playoffs so far in that round. Cameron Boozer, you know what? Stokes is banged up. Boozer's going to get it done. And we're going up against an unreal Magic team. Kasparis Yakushanis as their 1. Yeah, like average a double-double this year. Ben Seraph at the 2 guard spot. Pretty good player. Franz, AJ. Oh, no Paolo, or is Paolo hurt? Paolo is hurt. All right, see, this is where injuries can help us. Sometimes they hurt us. This time it is helping us. How long is Paolo out for? He's out for the playoffs. Torn left elbow ligament. We are going up against a good Magic team, even without Paolo. We beat them in game 1. Everybody on Twitter would be saying this is a Mickey Mouse path for us. Game number 2, we lose, and 3. Game 4, okay. No Paulo, no problem for them. Who is wait, did a Cuff get hurt? Oh, God, a Cuff. High left ankle sprain in game 4. Great. Well, he's out. All right, backs against the wall, game 5. Jalen Green fully healthy. Hey, we win this one. Stokes with 28. McCoy, triple-double. Game 5. Oh, okay, game 6, we win. 141-115. I inserted McCoy into the starting lineup, but Igor's getting a ton of minutes off the bench. Stokes with 30, 13 and 7. Here we go. Game 7 in Brooklyn. Can we get it done? Can we beat them? We have a good first half, I would say. This is game 7, so like, come on, we need to come back here in the 4th. We're home. We're down by 3, down by 6, and we're not going to complete the 3-1 comeback. We come back down 3-1 to force a game 7, but we do lose. Bryson Tiller and AJ Dembele, your conference finals MVPs. Timberwolves beat the Magic in 5. So you know what? We made it to the conference finals. First time in this video. Half the Nuggets team is just saying, we are done. We're going to Cancun and we're staying there. We are never coming back. There goes Pop. He retires and Embiid to the Hall of Fame. He gets his jersey retired by the Sixers. Draft lottery time. Do we own any lottery picks here? We do not. Now that there's 16 teams in the lottery, there's only 2 teams that don't own their first round pick. The Kings and the Pistons. We do own our pick at 31. And shout out to the expansion teams getting 1 and 2 in the 2030 draft lottery. We stayed quiet on draft night. I took Mladen Tarlak here from Serbia, 23 years old. And then we got Kasparov here from Russia in the 2nd round. The number 1 pick to the Louisville Liberty, 75 overall, 22 years old. Jason Sharp, center. So centers at the first 2 picks. Team player options, a lot of guys coming back. Do I want to bring back Batista and Forbes? I'll bring back Batista, but not 4 mils a lot, so no. Ernest Christie, do I even want to bring him back? I mean, yes, just because Jalen Green and Edie are probably gone. Payton, you're a starting center. McCoy, Stokes, all welcome back. Paolo Banchero is going to be a free agent. We got to pay Darius Cuff and Cameron Boozer a ton of money here. Ace Bailey is a free agent. So, yeah, we're going to say goodbye to Zach Edey. We didn't get a ring with him. We didn't get a ring with Jalen Green either. So, it is a shame. We are going to be re-announcing the rights on those guys. Cameron Boozer, we are going to sign him to a 5-year deal worth $160 million. I'm a little hesitant on Darius Cuff because that is a lot of money for him. And with Green, well, actually, before we signed Cameron Boozer, we kind of had a max cap spot. We do have about $20 million to spend, but I'd have to renounce the rights on Darius Cuff. So I'm gonna see if that price goes down, and it did. I'm gonna get him on a 4-year deal, 136. That's a lot of money for him. And then I want to see the game will still let me sign Jalen Green to go over the cap. I'm not re-signing him. Zach Edey would let me re-sign him too. So I need a backup center. I'm gonna sign 1 year. Naz Reid. This Eric Reby guy, 24 years old from Germany. Is he the next Hartenstein? I'm going to give him a 2-year deal team option. Why not? To be the backup center behind Brandon Payton going forward. So that is it for us. Stokes inside goes down, but he's a 93. I guess Boozer's peaking at an 88. There's a Cuff. We're going to make McCoy a shooting guard. There's a chance that Cuff and McCoy just start for us in the backcourt. And before the season starts, can we work out extensions with Tyrone Stokes? Yes, we can. Let's give him the max. And same with Brandon McCoy as well. So after this year, we're going to have like negative $70 million in cap space. So we may need to make some moves at the end of this year. That means like Igor Deming could be gone. Darius Cuff could be gone. Anthony Davis is retiring at the end of the year. And I think this is what our lineup is going to look like so far. Let me just see. Damn. So like, yeah, Christie's going to be the 9th man. We're screwed if some injuries happens. Like, Reby can get 15 minutes. Trey Johnson and Igor Deming, 25 apiece. Payton can get 30 minutes a night. Boozer, I'd like for him to get 35. So maybe Trey Johnson, we lower that to 20. And then, yeah, a Cuff can get 32. We'll go 35 to McCoy. Let's go 38 minutes a night to Tyrone Stokes. If you want to be the MVP again, let's see it. Hopefully we can have the 1 seed at the end of the year. All right, so Tyrone Stokes went down with like a major injury at the start of the year. He's back now. He's having an incredible year. I think even better than his MVP year last year. We are currently 37-15. We have the best record in the NBA, or excuse me, in the East, but we're tied with the Charlotte Hornets, who are also really good this year. Oh, the Orlando Magic didn't re-sign AJ Dembele. I'm not sure if I agree with that. But yeah, so we have 3 guys averaging 20 plus points per game. Stokes, a Cuff. Damn, he's killing it. And then Brandon McCoy as well. Cameron Boozer, maybe an afterthought, even though he's still having a very productive year for us. Trey Johnson is turning into an elite 3-point shooter off the bench. Eric Reby, honestly, could be better. Igor Deming falling off a little bit, I don't know. Then Brandon Payton, but yeah, Brandon Payton has been inefficient this year. I'm going to try to make a trade just for some depth. And I'm going to make this trade just to get some more center depth. We're going to move on from Quincy Neely, who we did draft 13th overall out of Utah State semi-recently, 2 future first-round picks for Tamani Kamara and Daniel Gafford, just in case some injuries happen in the playoffs. So Cooper Flagg wins MVP this year. Melvin Rivers, your rookie of the year. He was the number 1 overall pick. Terrible efficiency. Igor Deming, shout out to him. 6th man of the year. Wemby Depoy, most improved Elijah Williams, Zion Clutch Player of the Year, and Chris Finch Coach of the Year. Cooper Flagg and Zion, shout out Duke, I guess, on All-NBA first team. Colin Murray-Boyles, unreal numbers, should have won MVP, but he's also playing 46 minutes a night because you do got that glitch that you just, every time like I'll go into Pittsburgh, I'll fire their coach, it's just the same thing over and over again. It's so stupid. I don't know why that has been a thing for so long, or as long as it's been. We do end the year as the 1 seed, though. We're going up against Detroit in round number 1, so a third different 8 seed we're going to be facing in 3 years. We're at 36-5 at home this year, and we're pretty much healthy for the playoffs. Yeah, we're going to have Gafford. I don't know. Actually, are we healthy? Ernest Christie, did you play this year? Who am I missing on this team? Why do I feel like we're missing a guy? I honestly don't know. Maybe I was playing Ernest Christie, and I'm not remembering that. So Gafford's going to get like 10 minutes a night. Same with Reby. We're gonna go 25 to Johnson and Igor Demon off the bench. Do I want to play Payton? I don't know. Or would I rather play Reby? Let's just play Payton. Hopefully he's all right. I'm gonna give him 25 minutes, so maybe I'll give Reby 15 and I'll give Gafford 15, and then 10 more minutes. I would like to go 33 to the backcourt, 32 to Boozer, 36 to Stokes. We'll actually go 33 to Boozer, and we're taking on Detroit in round number 1. Are we able to beat them? Tyron Stokes breaks his nose in round 1, so we're going to have mass Stokes, and we end up winning in 5. We gentlemen sweep them. We had 4 guys score 20 plus. This is the core 4. Sorry, Igor. Sorry, Trey Johnson. You guys are like the odd man out. Boogie Flan, Reese Shea, Elijah Williams, Jared Vanderbilt, and O squared. Bryce James coming off the bench. Shout out to Bryce James. We're going to sweep them, taking on the Washington Wizards here in the conference finals. Are we able to beat them and advance to our first NBA finals of the video? Yes, we can, but it comes at the cost of losing Brandon McCoy. Anthony Edwards and the Wolves win the West. Tyron Stokes and the Nets win the East. We take a look here at the playoff stats. Stokes was unreal there in the conference finals. We may get McCoy back, which is nice. Stokes was unreal in the conference semifinals. Are we able to win the NBA finals? Game 1 goes to Brooklyn. Game 2 is going to go to Brooklyn as well. Game 3, McCoy's back. And that went to Brooklyn, 133-131. Are we going to win our first ring of the video? Boom. We go 16-1 in the playoffs. That's amazing. Tyron Stokes, finals MVP. That was on a cheap contract too, because his extension kicks in next year. And that is our first ring in the video. That was what, year number 7? And we got our first ring. So we got 3 years left. Hopefully I can win 3 more rings. All right, so Brandon Payton, picking up that team option. Eric Reby, I will as well. Ernest Christie, Kasparov, no. So I don't think we have any like notable free agents right now. Trey Johnson is actually a free agent, but we're negative 62 million in cap because we are paying the core 4 a ton of money. Igor Demon's getting paid 17 mil, Payton 16, Reby. I think I just continue to pay that. I think we bring back Trey Johnson, who's been a good bench piece for us. Let's bring him back on a 4-year deal worth $60 million. And we're going to hopefully bring back Jerome and Watford for the vibes, and that is going to be the case. And I'm getting a mid-level exception this year, which is great. Moses Moody, Max Christie. Oh, he was terrible last year. I'll pass. Tower Hero. I mean, we do have Trey Johnson, but I kind of want Tower Hero on this team. Probably should take like more of a swing forward, but yeah, let's bring in Tower Hero on we got 3 years left. We'll do a team option on the last year. I apparently can't afford that. I can give him that, and we should be able to get him. So now if we want to trade him, we can. If we want to move somebody else, we can. Lonzo Ball on the minimum, why not? Corey Kispert on the minimum, why not? And we do need to release 2 players before the season starts. So Alton Bird, yeah, we had I think AC Bird in that 0 to 19 ring rebuild. And Tarlac we're going to release as well. All right, so it's going to be Payton starting at the 5. We're going to have Igor, Hero, and Johnson off the bench for the regular season. Reby off the bench. Payton can get 26 minutes. Let's go 33 to Boozer, 37 to Stokes. Let's go 34 to McCoy, 34 to a Cuff. And then we could probably play like Hero a little bit more. And Trey Johnson will make the full on 6 man. We are 4-star balanced. 3 more years to go. Hopefully we can win, like I said, 3 more rings. As Jamie Teague, remember him, the #1 overall pick. I'm like, he could be a generational big man. Definitely become one. 47, 37, 60 split. 64% true shooting percentage from a center that shoots threes. Insane. Trent Newton is your rookie of the year. Kai Boswell, 6 man of the year. That's kind of cool. Victor Wembanyama Depoy. Shitty Waba is your most improved. 24 years old out of BC. Really good player. Jackson Richardson, clutch player of the year. This isn't like Jace, right? No, not the guy at Michigan State. As we went 72-10, we get the best record most likely in the NBA. Tyron Stokes has right shin splints day to day, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but he's on All-NBA 3rd team, and he gets on All-Defensive 2nd team. So hopefully day to day brings him fully healthy for the playoffs, as we're going to be taking on the Charlotte Hornets in round number 1. We had a 21.7 point differential, by far the highest in the league, because our offense was elite, our defense was elite. We're taking on the 32-win Hornets. If I lose to the 32-win Hornets after I just won 72 games, I'm going to lose my mind. We won 40 more games than them. There's no reason for us not to at least win round. Well, that's why. Cameron Boozer tore his Achilles. He's out for the year. Yeah. Wow. And he was an elite 3-point shooter once again. Okay, that sucks. I wonder if that's going to kind of dig into next year as well. So, yeah, we could go Reeby at the 4, Payton at the 5. I did give Igor a 3-year extension. No surprise he's hurt. Lonzo, no, I'm not going to give Lonzo minutes for the playoffs. We're going to play, I think, Trey Johnson a decent amount more as well. Hero, you don't have to play that much. I'd like to go maybe 23. Yeah, something like that to Johnson. Let's go 37 to McCoy. And Stokes, let me go 34 to a Cuff. I know we don't have Boozer, but we really shouldn't lose to this team. And there goes Tower Hero. But we do end up sweeping them. Damn, we are catching the injury bug right now. 28, 14, and 7 for Stokes. 21 for Darius and Cuff. 19 for McCoy. Eric Reeby, 15 and 8 as well. 7-footer. There's Tower Hero, Payton, Demon, Trey Johnson, and Lonzo Ball. Can we beat the Pacers in round number 2? Get revenge. Oh my God, Igor, you always get hurt. You're killing me. The Pacers beat us a couple years ago when we were the 1 seed. They were the 8 seed. We are banged up right now. Oh my God. Is everybody getting hurt? Let's see. Can we win? We do end up winning in 5. All right. We are super banged up, but Stokes is carrying us. Yeah. Igor's, oh, he's out for the playoffs. Yeah. Hero's out for most of it. Yeah. Kispert, Lonzo, welcome to playoff basketball. We're taking on the 2-seeded Hawks. They have a good team. Boogie Flan at the 1. Can we beat them? No, we lose. I mean, we were too hurt. Alex Costanza, Boogie Flan, Conference Finals MVPs. You look at our team right now, like just no Boozer, Demon, and Hero. That's some top guys. Hawks win it all. Boogie Flan is your Finals MVP. That's where injuries can come in, and they can screw you up a little bit. Sabonis retired on the Suns, KP on the Warriors, and Cat and Kyrie head to the Hall of Fame. All right, I'm going to be making this trade with the Dallas Mavericks. I'm sending them Daniel Gafford, Tower Hero, who was good for us last year, my 2036 first, and a future second for Jalan Lowe, who's currently playing at Pittsburgh. Never really got him in a rebuild before. Didn't really play much last year. Was good 2 years ago. And I'm getting Jacob Wilkins, who was good last year. So we're just getting, I think, a little bit younger, which is neat. Well, I don't really think that's needed, but hopefully they could just stay healthier. We did draft Quincy Tucker at pick 31 and Pat Bennett in the 2nd round. We don't have any team player options. Jared McCain's a free agent. Number 1 pick, Lewis Foster to the Suns looks pretty good. Ernest Christie and Brandon Payton are going to get the qualifying offers. You know the drill. Watford and Jerome back for the vibes. Christie, I'll bring back on a 2-year deal. Payton, Brandon Payton, I don't really want to pay that much money for. Oh, do I not have bird rights on Reeby? That is unfortunate. How much is he's asking for 17? Can I bring him back? Okay, I can. 2-year deal. Let's do that. And then Payton, I'm hoping I can bring back on a 2-year deal because we got 2 more years left of this rebuild. We'll pay the hard cap for that, or we'll pay the luxury tax. So yeah, 2-year deal for Brandon Payton. We can actually do it at around 40 mil a year. So, or excuse me, 40 mil for 2 years. So I'm basically paying like 35 million a year for my 2 centers. It's not too bad. Player progression. Hopefully Boozer's going to be back sooner than we think. Stokes, though, come on. I want 1 more ring. And I feel like we're going to have the depth this year to withstand some injuries. So hopefully we don't lose Cameron Boozer again to a major injury, but he's going to miss the start of the year for 4 to 6 weeks. And bang, there we go. Terrence Stokes back to winning MVP awards. An unreal 69% true shooting percentage here, age 25. 97 overall, as hopefully we can get back into the final conversation. He is on all NBA first team. That is the only all NBA team we get, but we do get him on all defensive first team as well. So top 5 player, top 5 defender. He's the best player in the league. So we're taking on the Chicago Bulls in round number 1. They have a good team. They got Jalen Duren, Matas Buzelis, but we'll see if we're able to beat them. Injury wise, we did lose Brandon Payton for the season. Now it stinks I traded away Daniel Gafford because now we're going to be asking. Yeah, this is why I'm not maybe the greatest with depth sometimes, because I don't really have a true backup center. I really don't. Boozer obviously coming off that injury. Yeah, that sucks. And currently Wilkins is dealing with injury. We can play Watford. I don't know. I don't think I should. Yeah, maybe I should have had 3 centers on the team. That would have been smart. So let's see what happens here in round number 1. And there goes Cameron Boozer. Oh my God. Our big men are just getting depleted right now. Our injury is going to be my downfall. I don't know. So we do get Wilkins back for round number 2. We do sweep the Bulls. So hopefully we get Boozer back soon. Stokes putting up MVP numbers. McCoy playing well. 29. He shot 70% from the field. 84% true shooting. Oh my God. That's insane. Eric Reeby, I need you to be great for us. And that is a great round 1 series. All right, on to round 2 against the Pacers, a team that has had our number in years past. Let's see if we're able to beat them. We should get Boozer back soon. There we go. And we are going to lose in 7. Oh, that's on me. You know what? If someone's gonna take blame for that L, it's on me. I just mismanaged this roster. I did. Igor Demon's a really good bench piece, but you know what? Looking back on it, do I need Trey Johnson and Jacob Wilkins and Ernest Christie? I should have moved Christie for a center. Yep, that loss is on me. You know what? I would go up to that press conference and I would say, I am the reason why we lost. So we only have one ring in 9 years. So next year is year number 10. We're going for at least the second ring. Ty Jerome, no, the Vibes guy retires. All right, so we lost one half of the Vibe crew. He retires. We still have, I believe, Trendon Watford. All right, so we are going to be trading Quincy Tucker and Jawan Lowe for Ethan Almanza, who had a bad year last. Man, is there a better center, actually? He scares me. Even Misi's making $20 million. I don't really need somebody like that. I'm just really looking for a backup big. I saw Eric Foster out there. Yeah, I'll probably go for him, and I get a first in this deal. We didn't have any first-round picks. We saw Carl Buchanan go #1 overall. J.C. Lewis maybe looks like one of the more exciting prospects in that draft. We'll bring back Pat Bennett. I don't think we have any free agents. I'm just hoping we could stay healthy for the last run next year. Because looking at our team right now, like, we have plenty of guards. We do. Good amount of wings. I think we should be fine. Payton will be back at one point. Boozer maybe hates his time here. I don't think I'm going to trade him for the last year, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on. And yeah, I can't really find anything good for Ernest Christie, so we're going to keep him. So Stokes is a 96 overall. Darius Cup dropped off a little bit, but it's still a really good team that hopefully can win a title next year. I just want one healthy-ish playoff run, please. All right, yeah, Colin Murray-Boyles playing like 1,000 minutes a night, wins MVP. Is anybody shocked? Sid Grimes, Rookie of the Year for the Knicks, second overall pick. Looks pretty good from Australia. Trey McKith, 6th man of the year. He was the 17th pick. He's played on a couple different teams now from Mississippi. Wemby, that's like the 10th key point in a row for him. Lou McCall, most improved. Darius Adams, clutch player of the year. And we get coach of the year, 64 and 18. Cooper Flagg, damn, out for the year. If I just saw like Tyron Stokes ACL, I would have been pissed. So at the deadline, we didn't have any injuries. I'm kind of scared. Please don't tell me we have any injuries. All right, we're good. Our team is fully healthy right now. Oh, I'm nervous. So there is no excuses. No excuses for this team not to win. I kind of like injuries on. Yeah, it could be annoying at times, but it's like a different factor, and it makes you need like more than 9 guys, right? Oh, I'm nervous for the playoffs. I am. All right, so we're going to rely like a ton on Stokes, Boozer, McCoy at Cuff, the core 4. We have Reeby, Johnson, Igor Demon, Brandon Payton, Eric Foster. We're deep. We're taking on the Pittsburgh Force in round #1, who have 490 overalls in their starting 5. Jason Sharp's already a 90. This guy was the 2nd overall pick 4 years ago. Damn. I mean, I don't think he's plays like a 90. Don't. Oh, okay. What? Come on. Oh, we won. Oh my God. I was about to walk off. The final season, I was down 3-0 to the 8th seed. And we ended up coming back and we won in 7. What the hell, man? I got to adjust this rotation. There's just too much. I don't know. Guys need to play more minutes. Yeah, like, I need Boozer getting 36 minutes a night. I need Stokes getting 38 minutes a night. McCoy, 35. A Cuff, 35. That is too close of a series. Game 1, like, lost by 10, lost by 20, lost by 5. They're playing every minute. It's so stupid. It is. We're taking on the Hornets in round #2, who used to have Brandon Miller. They have AJ Debinsa, and they have LaMelo Ball. Who got paid more? AJ Debinsa at BYU or LaMelo in Australia? Definitely Debinsa, but I wonder how much, like, LaMelo would make in NIL. Coming off from like the Baller brand stuff. Or same with Lonzo. We lose game 1. Why is Sid Hurley getting hurt? He's not in my rotation. We win in 5. All right, taking on Atlanta. This has been like the #2 team, I think, since we've been #1 all these years. Please win. Please win. Stokes, you're healthy. Let's go. We're in the finals. See, injuries are our only way of not winning it all. Mavericks here. Final playoff series of the video. Year 10. I have 1 ring. I'd like to get 1 more. Here we go. Anthony Black, Quentin Grimes, Ron Holland, Keith Hardaway, and Kamon Maliwash. They have a lot of bigs, but we should beat them. All right, game #1 goes to the Mavericks. Really. Like, we should beat this team. Game #2 goes to the Nets. There we go. We end up winning 129-116. Game 3 goes to the Nets. Game 4 goes to the Mavericks. 5 to the Nets, please. Yes, let's go. All right. I don't know if I should be embarrassed or happy that I got a 2nd ring in year #10, but you know what? Tyrone Stokes, the #1 pick back in 2026, 7, ended up being an absolute stud for us. And yeah, would I like to win more rings? Yes. You guys can let me know if, like, for these 10-year rebuilds, do you like having injuries on? Something like that. Maybe there's something different that I can have of a challenge for us. And I think maybe this draft class could be better. Like Cameron Boozer in the Boston Redcoats expansion rebuild was like the best player of all time, winning multiple MVPs. Same with like Cooper Flag. Like, do you kind of like maybe this draft class better? I think he was nerfed a little bit, and he wasn't like that superstar he always is. And either way, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did enjoy, I'd appreciate you dropping a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are not already to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought. Maybe the next team we should do a 10-year rebuild with. And I'll catch you guys in that one. Peace.